Send this out real quick. Come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Happy Feminine Friday. Let me send this out. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. The conversation is going to be about how to call in more money in your business using your magnetism. So come on in, come on in, come on in. I was going to start at, excuse me, I was going to start at 9:15, but that shifted quickly. Hey there, how are you? Come on in, come on in. For those who do not know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette, and I am a mentor to women of wealth and influence. And what I do specifically is I support my amazing clients who are high caliber women. I support them in mastering their feminine power, their influence, okay, and their wealth. And I've supported the women. This looks like them going from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to multi 6 figures, using formulas and frameworks that I've supported them with. And it also looks like women getting their health back by losing weight. I used to be like 100 pounds heavier. A lot of my clients have reported to have lost up to 40, 50, and even 70 pounds. My clients have also been able to rewire their thought processes and rewire their minds and their brains to be able to allow themselves to be able to attract the things that they truly desire. So I absolutely love the work that I do. And so today I'm going to be talking about magnetizing more money into your business. So if you've kind of hit a plateau in business, or you find that you kind of make money here and there, but you feel like it's not consistent. You may be a little bit concerned about, how things are going to go because the way the world is turning and flipping. Then this is going to be the class for you. I'm going to get into the specifics of who this is for. But what I want you to do first is to put a 1 in the comments so I can make sure that you're hearing me clearly. The second thing I want you to do is to share this amazing live with another woman leader who is a high performer and she's in business, but she just might be in a rut. She might just be kind of having a moment. She might just be kind of figuring out, what her next step is. This live is really going to support her if she's wanting to magnetize more money into her space, okay? And there's a way to be able to do this without exhausting yourself. There's a way to be able to do this without hustling. All you have to do is use your magnetism, okay? So we're really going to get into it. So I took a day to recharge, as you should. As you should. When you need to rest, when the body is calling for rest, you make sure that you listen to the body and you come into the energy of rest. Because it's been a lot of times where I've come into the energy of rest and payments have come through on certain things and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not even working today and the money is coming. That's when you understand the feminine is always going to be provided for. Provision is always available, okay? Thank you so much for these gifts and these likes. Put a purple heart in the comments to let me know that you are here. And also let me know where you're watching from before we get directly into it. Because like I said, we're going to learn how to call in money, more money into your business today. That's what we're doing, okay? So I don't want to hear no complaints about I'm not able to do this. I can't get that. I don't know what's going on. Magnetize what you want. You're a woman. You're a woman. Magnetize what you want. It's really not that difficult. I promise you it's not. The difficult part is getting yourself in order. The difficult part is regulating your nervous system so you're prepared to receive. That's the difficult part. But magnetizing things into your space, money, experiences, all of that, it is not difficult. Okay? And I'm going to show you that today. Hey, Key West, Florida. All right. So again, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a mentor to women of wealth and influence, and I support my amazing clients who are high caliber women. I support them to master wealth, master influence, and feminine power without burning themselves out. A lot of my clients have earned a lot of their money from working hard, going to school, climbing the ladder, leaving corporate, going to create businesses, and they're exhausted. I mean, like super, super exhausted. And so by the time they come to me, they realize that even with all the money, even with everything that's coming in, that does not soothe the soul if you do not deal with what is happening on the inside of you. No matter what kind of external success you create, if you don't deal with your internal reality, you will fumble the external ball. Okay? This is how you see celebrities and other people go downhill because they don't manage themselves well. Originality and authenticity will open doors for you. Understand that, because authenticity and originality and genuineness truly do attract. But character is what keeps you in the room, and pressure reveals and builds character. Okay? It either reveals or it builds character. And when you see people fumbling the very thing that they created that was so great, a lot of times is because they have not dealt with self. So women come to work with me to deal with self, so they become energetic matches for the very things that they want. If they want better relationships, they come to work with me to get their energetics together, so they start attracting those better relationships. And those relationships are not always romantic. Sometimes those relationships are business connections. Sometimes those relationships are friendships, because as you evolve and grow as a woman, you begin to realize that a lot of women do not like responsibility or accountability. And as you grow into who you're supposed to be, you begin to realize that accountability, responsibility are extremely important in the growth and evolving process. So you desire to be around other women who have that same mindset. This is an energetic shift. This is you going from the vibrational state of fear, worrying about what other people are going to say about you, worrying about what people are going to think if you rise up, to coming into the vibrational state of courage, which is the first level of a high vibrational state. Okay? So I'm going to dive deep into how to call more money into your business using your magnetism. It's not difficult. You can magnetize anything into your life, but you have to pay attention to what's in your mirror and what's going on in yourself. Okay? So we're going to get into it today. So we're talking about calling in, or how to call in money in your business using your magnetism. Not buy more hustle, not another certificate, not another degree, not another business strategy that disconnects you from your body. The feminine understands that the feminine is to be provided for and cared for. And when the feminine is not provided for or cared for, the feminine exits the premises. Okay? You coming here to this earth, and if you are saying that you are a believer, it is in your birthright for you to be taken care of, for you to be covered, for all of these things and all of your needs to be met. This is scriptural law. Okay? So this is scriptural law. And if you're saying that you govern your life according to scriptural law, and you lack that belief, you throw yourself out of the path of abundance. You throw yourself out of the frequency to be able to receive. And you place yourself in an anxiety-driven state with this up, down, up, down, up, down, which is why your money in business looks up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? So you don't need another hustle. You don't need another certificate. You don't need another degree or a business strategy that disconnects you from your body. I'm going to tell you who this live is for. This live is for women who have real presence, who have a real story, and who have real power, but they're underpaid and overlooked. You are the one that everyone comes to for solutions. You are the smartest and most intelligent one in your friend group. Okay? And yet you are underpaid and you are overlooked. No matter how much you support other people with everything that you've done for them and all the things that you've been able to do, nobody still sees you. And one thing about women, the reason why I see some women say, well, I don't understand why some women are so attention seeking. I don't know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. Women who are attention seeking are women who are letting you know that they're not being seen, and they have a great desire to be seen. They just are going about it in an external way, not realizing that that process of being seen is an internal structure that has to be built first. You have to organize your internal universe if you want the attention and the magnetism and the radiation and all those things to come back to you. It's an inner work that has to take place. This is why, if you don't believe me, I want you to think about a woman that you've seen just walk into a room and how she just captivated everybody in the room without even saying a word. She literally mesmerized everyone and pulled everyone into her energy by simply walking into a room. You have that same ability, you have that same power, but you think you need to go get another degree when you ain't got the time, energy, attention, nor money, baby. You see what they doing to go get another one. And you think you have to go get another cert or get another hustle to be able to magnetize money in your space, when in reality, you don't have to do any of those things. You simply have to get into alignment. You have to get into alignment with the frequency that literally works for you. This is why I tell women all the time, burn your beauty standards. Burn the beauty standards and stop trying to identify your beauty according to what society says beauty is. Because you will always find yourself depressed. You will always find yourself down. You will always find yourself altering yourself into a space where you don't even recognize who you are. Coming into the energy of yourself and the essence of yourself is understanding your own uniqueness, your own beauty, your own gifts, and taking full ownership of that. And coming into the belief that everything about you is by design. And so when you learn how to come into that space, and then you also learn how to enhance that internal beauty, you will begin to radiate from the inside out. People will tell you that 20 years ago, I look completely different of how I look now. I used to be 100 pounds heavier. My skin was blotchy. I had so many different things going on. My hair was falling out because I was hormonally imbalanced. Okay? But all of these things, external signs, I had cycle issues. All of those things were external signs of what was happening in my internal universe. And I was breaking down. I was very ill. I was in my 20s. Walking around here chronologically, my age was 20-something, but my body's age was 40-something. My biological age was 40-something, because you have a chronological age and you have a biological age. I am now 41 years old. Okay? And so when you really disconnect from societal standards and societal systems, and I'll talk a little bit about this spell in a minute that they put us under that we don't realize that we submit to. When you break away from those standards and you begin to own your own kind of beauty, your own kind of magnetism, and you begin to radiate in that way, you will pull whatever experience, whatever person, whatever price point that you want into your ecosystem. I'm telling you what I know, I'm telling you what I teach, and I'm telling you the same thing I told my client who was charging $250, and I said you need to raise those prices because energetically this is worth this, and how she clocked $15,000 up in sales in less than 30 days because she got those energetics together. So you have to understand that you can magnetize things into your space. And the things that you have in your space right now, you need to realize that you have magnetized those things into your space currently. Everything that you meet, people, experiences, all of these things, you are always meeting yourself. It is simply just another angle of your mirror that maybe you have not investigated. So when women come to work with me and they say that they want to stop attracting narcissistic spirits in the form of men, I always have to have the conversation with them and help them to realize that they are no better than the narcissist that they attract. And the reason why they are no better than the narcissist that they attract is that you both are doing the same thing, but you don't see your side of the mirror. So allow me to clean your mirror real quick so you can see the part of yourself that chooses to outsource your power. You choose to outsource love through other people instead of giving love to yourself. A narcissistic spirit outsources power because it believes that it is powerless, so it uses other people as supplies. And this is why when they run you up and they out, they're going to go get another supply because they do not rely and do not believe that they have any power. You believe that you don't have any love, and you believe that love needs to come from an external space because you don't realize that self-love first is a fire element. And if you want to attract the water element of love, where you are surrounded by it, you are surrounded by waters of love. You are loved by your family. You are loved by your friends. You are loved even by strangers sometimes. You have deep love around you that is endless. It is water. But because you don't set yourself on fire with self-love, water will not even seek you out. Water seeks fire. If you set yourself on fire, if the fire is blazing so high, it radiates and magnetizes and mesmerizes so much that water can't even resist it. But you are no different than the narcissist that you attract because you are trying to outsource love. And they are trying to outsource power. And both of you are speaking and coming from the belief of lack. Because if the narcissistic spirit believed that it had power, it would operate according to its own power. According to Luke 17:21, that says you have the kingdom of heaven within you. You have all power within you. But yet you choose to try to outsource power and use other people to do it. That is a narcissistic spirit. It is just that simple. It believes it is powerless, so it is that. Because belief impacts biology, and biology influences the way that you behave. You believe that you have no love and that no one loves you, so you seek other people out to get them to love you, so you will do any and everything for them to be able to love you. You will shapeshift who you are at core just for an experience and continue to wonder why people abandon you, because nobody can trust a shapeshifter. Nobody can trust a shapeshifter. So you are no different than the people in your mirror, the people in your ecosystem. And every person in your space reflects who you are. Because how can two walk together and not agree? That is Amos 3:3. How can two, you may not do what she does, but at some point and spiritually there is an agreement, there is a covenant, which is why you're able to walk together. Because an honest person and a liar won't get along too well. They ain't going to do well for too long. Because the honest person is going to get tired of the liar. And the liar is going to get tired and exhausted from continuing to try to outwit the honest person. It's going to be a very exhausting experience. So again, this life is going to be for women with real presence, with real power, with a story, but who is like the smartest woman in the room, but she's consistently underpaid and overworked and overlooked. This is also for women who are tired of performing for pennies and ready to embody premium energy where people pay you 5 figures and 4 figures and 6 figures for the things that just comes out of your mouth. This is for the woman who wants her bank account to match her wisdom. This is who this live is for, okay? This is for women who want to lead, who want to sell, and who want to rest without leaking any energy or sacrificing their souls. Okay? Let me tell you who this is not for, just in case you want to exit the chat. Okay? This is not for you. If you are looking for hustle hacks and marketing gimmicks, I don't give you that. I teach you how to get paid and continue to get paid consistently, and so that you can sustain the life that you are trying to build and create. This is not for you if you are looking for another funnel to save you. Okay? This is not for you, or if you are afraid to look at your nervous system, your emotions, or your cycles. This is not for you, because all of these things matter. If you fit into any of these categories, beloved, this is not your room. This is not your space, okay? Now, for those of you who continue to be in the room, and this is your space, let's go ahead and get straight into it. The world is shifting, okay? The world is shifting and it's changing. And I'm going to give you some stats. I'm going to give you some spiritual information. I'm going to give you some science. I'm going to give it all to you so you can gain some understanding of how you can truly start magnetizing more money into your business, because you need to understand that the world is shifting. And it's shifting at a very, very fast rate. Okay? According to the World Economic Forum, AI and automation are on track to displace up to 40 to 80% of jobs by 2030. Did you hear what I said? Yes, my love, it will be. According to the World Economic Forum, AI automation are on track to replace up to 40 to 80% of jobs by 2030. Okay? Former President Obama even said himself that if you are not at the top 10% of your field, your position may be at risk. This is a time where experts need to be on the rise. Thought leaders need to be on the rise. But no, a lot of you are shrinking. All while I'm seeing tech workers admit, especially in IT, they are admitting in real time that they cannot keep up with the pace of the change of how swiftly AI is coming in and knocking everything out. They said they can't even keep up. Here's the good news, though, about all of this. The good news about all of this is that the World Economic Forum also stated that creativity, emotional intelligence, and originality are irreplaceable skills for the future, of the future. I'm going to say it again. Creativity, emotional intelligence, originality. These are the most irreplaceable skills of the future. And if you have been following me for a while, y'all remember I told y'all 2 years ago? I told y'all that the future belongs to the creatives, the innovators, and the observers. And then nobody want to believe me. Y'all don't listen when I be telling y'all, because I'm not telling you nothing I'm new to. I'm telling you something I'm true to. And I'm telling you things that I am getting downloaded to me spiritually. And these things keep happening. I told y'all this was going to happen with these jobs back in February in 2023. Nobody believed me. And then everybody started emailing me. I'm letting you know what it is. You need to be out here monetizing like the muse that you are. Your lifestyle should be monetized, because the reality of what's going on right now, everybody about to see something. Everybody's about to see something. Okay? So again, the World Economic Forum named creativity, emotional intelligence, and originality as the most irreplaceable skills of the future. Translation: if you are tapped into these things, you are an asset. Congratulations, you are an asset. And if you are an asset, guess what? Assets get invested in. You understand what I'm saying? Assets get paid. I am an asset. I support other women in understanding that they are assets, so that they get what it is that they truly desire and they want. And my receipt, and my track record is my track record. I've helped countless, almost over hundreds of women in this area. So the thing that you need to understand is that you are an asset. You are time, energy, attention, and money. I have been telling you this since 2022. You are time, energy, attention, and money. You are not here to worry about these things. You are here to steward these things, expand these things, and multiply and magnify these things. But if you don't understand the value innately that you have into yourself, that value will not translate in business. That value will not translate in relationships. That value will not get you valued. It will get you devalued, because you don't understand your own value. So you will perform for claps. You will do things for approval. You will people please, and then you will scream on Sunday how much you love God, when it is oxymoron to people please and try to please the one that created you. It's impossible. Don't you understand that people ain't never pleased? Don't you understand that people are never satisfied, never really fulfilled? This is why you should not be trying to please them. But when you understand that you are an asset, if you understand that you are an asset, okay, it's a different vibrational state. It's a different move. It's a different element. Understand that you are an asset, but only, keyword only now, only if you learn to signal your value through alignment and not overexertion. Overperforming, overextending, overexplaining, overthinking, overanalyzing, all of those things are rooted in the fact that you are faithless. You lack belief. That is why you overextend. That is why you overexert. You are to be in alignment, not to overexert. Let me let you know the spiritual root. Because like I said, the reason why you overexert, you overextend, you overanalyze, you overthink, you overfunction is because, again, it's lack. So let me let you know the spiritual root of lack and how you possibly are in violation. Let me just be very honest and frank with you. Within the next 4 to 6 months, a lot of people are going to be positioned for two things. You're either going to be positioned for poverty or you're going to be positioned for forward progress. And the decisions that you make right now and the decisions that you continue to make for the rest of this year is either going to open doors for your legacy and your lineage, or it is going to slam doors in their faces. So you are going to have to make a decision. And a lot of women don't like making the decisions, which is why they are seeking men to outsource their adult responsibilities to. Because those are not masculine responsibilities. Your adult responsibilities call for you to make decisions, and a lot of women don't like to make decisions. But we are in a season now that if you don't make the decision will be made for you. And I don't know about you, I don't like nobody taking my choices away from me. That's too much like slavery. So it doesn't really work well for me. Women have to make some real decisions. Either you are going to position yourself for forward progress, or you are going to position yourself for poverty. And like I said, you either are opening the doors for your lineage or you are closing the doors on them. But you will be held responsible for that at the end of the day. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into the system versus the spell. We're going to talk about poverty versus poor. Because you need to have this understanding if you want to really magnetize money, more money, into your business, into your life. Okay? Poverty, to be clear, poverty is a system. That is a systematic setup that was done purposely, it was done intentionally, and it was rooted in evil. Point blank, period, the end. Okay? Poverty is a system. It is engineered to distract you, or it was engineered to distract you from your power, to delay your purpose, and to disconnect you from your birthright so that you would operate from the frequency of desperation to the point to where you will do anything. Because when you are desperate and you cannot feed your children, you might steal, you might rob, you might do all of these things. This was systematically planned and set up specifically. So when I speak about a system, I'm speaking about the poverty system. Again, it was engineered. It was streamlined and engineered to distract you from your power. Because it tells you in scripture that you are created with a godlike nature, a godlike character, and you have dominion, which basically means you have a godlike nature. You can make moves because you have the godlike character, and you have your own piece of the pie known as dominion on this earth. But the reality is, if you were taught that you were nothing, if you were taught that you were small, if you were taught that you were inferior, if you were taught that you were less than, if I can distract you enough to disconnect you from your power, delay your purpose, and disconnect you from your birthright, you'll become so desperate that I can make you my slave. Poverty is a system. It was a systematic setup on purpose to allow you to submit yourself into a space of slavery. You understand? So the key thing about the only way out of a systematic system is spiritual rooting and understanding in who you are and operating according to that identity. Because when you understand that you are not a slave, you do not act like one. You do not perform. You do not do these things. You show up as the master of self as you are. And that is a part of your magnetism. Self-mastery is a part of magnetism. It's a very important part of mastery. Okay? So again, poverty is a system. And it was engineered specifically to distract you from your power, to distract you and delay you from your purpose, and to disconnect you from your birthright of abundance. Because John 10:10 tells you that the Messiah came to give you life and give you life abundantly, but you have to choose your birthright, or you can choose the other end, which is to become your own enemy, to steal your own joy, which is going to kill your confidence, which eventually is going to break your spirit and your self-destruct. But again, this comes down to your decisions and your choices. Shalom, sis. Okay? So let's get into the second piece of this. So we talked about how poverty is a system. Let's talk about how being poor is a spell, though. Poverty in the system of poverty and the spell of being poor is not the same thing. FYI. Those two seem a little tight and close, but they're not exactly the same thing. And let me explain. To be poor is a spell. Because it literally tells you in scripture that if you are saying and you've committed and submitted and saying that you are a believer, it says that, the Most High is going to supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory. And if you study the time of the time, you have never seen the Most High's people who have truly been submitted ever be forsaken, even in the time of famine. Show it. Show me. Show me where. There's never been a time. There's never been a time where the people of the Most High have been submitted and have been allowed to be in spaces where they were in a famine and they didn't flourish in a famine. They weren't able to have what they needed in the famine. They always had what they needed. Provision is a part of the vision. See, when you're in alignment with the vision, provision comes with the vision. But provision don't come with the vision that you try to set up for yourself. That's not the way it works. So to be poor is to be disconnected, because it's a spiritual condition. When you enter into the frequency of fear and you decide to sit there instead of executing your divine assignment. Some of you are sitting in 9-to-5s because you're saying things like, and you're making a lot of money in these 9-to-5s, and you're saying that, this is what I got to do to pay my bills and yada, 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 but this is what I would love to do if I was doing this, and this is what I know that I do well, and yada, 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 yada. Some people have so much money and they still poor. Your doctors come to see me. Your nurse practitioners come to see me. Your attorneys come to see me. Your high-level executives, your VPs, they come to see me. Your therapists, they come to see me. So I'm not even telling you something. So you think that, a lot of people think that money is going to fix your problems and provide an internal solution. But if you don't manage yourself, you can't manage the money. This is why I explain to people that spiritual self-care comes first, mental self-care second, emotional self-care third, physical self-care fourth, and then financial self-care, and then social self-care. You got 5 levels of self to deal with, sweetheart. You got 5 levels of self to deal with before you even consider bringing somebody else into this mess. If we are not caring for self in all of those areas, you're not a safe space. So what do you mean you're going to be somebody peace and provide peace? You're not a peaceful experience, and you're not an energetic match for peace. You're just not. To be poor is to go against alignment. To be poor is to go against your assignment. You can be getting a whole lot of money, be getting a whole lot of things, and on the inside, but you tricking the money off because you got success remorse. So now you the family ATM, you Terry from Soul Food. So the thing is, you're not realizing the spell that you put yourself under by going against your birthright, going against exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing. The only way out is not another hustle. It's not another degree. It's not another certificate. It's not another you trying to prove to people that you know what you're talking about so people will buy into you. That's a scam. That's a scam. They tricked you with that. That's a scam. People pay for results. People pay for results. So if you want to come and you want to not be in the space of poverty, and you don't want to put yourself under the curse of being poor, the only way out, like I said, is not another hustle, not another degree. Now, the only way out is a full-bodied return to your spiritual identity. And understand that you are a walking muse as a woman. You are walking art. A muse is basically art that is a source of inspiration. And you know what type of inspiration, you know what you inspire? You inspire people to invest in you. You inspire people to invest in you financially because they see you as an investment. Because why? You are an asset. And people invest in assets. People are still investing in assets to this day. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. The levels of self-care that I teach and I focus on and I break down is spiritual self-care, mental self-care, emotional self-care, physical self-care, financial self-care, social self-care. If you are not safe spiritually, you are not safe mentally. That's why you overthink. Let's get into it. If you are not safe mentally, that's why you crash out and emotionally react, okay? If you crash out emotionally and you react, you probably have bad physical habits. So how's that emotional eating going? Oh, you don't have an issue with emotional eating? How's that emotional impulsive spending going? Because how you do the meals is how you do their money and how you do men as well. How their heart doing with men, though? Because let's get into it, okay? See, all those things are connected. All those things are connected. And all those things have to do with and deal with you not being rooted spiritually, which is, again, why your doctors come to see me, why your nurses and your nurse practitioners come to see me, your therapists, your attorneys, your coaches, all these people. They come and they work with me because they put themselves under a spell. Girl, if I'm talking to you, it might be time to come on over. Okay? So again, the way that you combat the system, the way that you avoid becoming poor and putting yourself under the spell of being poor is to do a full body return to your spiritual identity and understand that you are a muse. And a muse, by definition, is a work of art and inspiration. And you are to inspire people to invest in what it is that you are offering because it is authentic. And this is exactly why I'm having a masterclass on May 13th, Monetize Like a Muse, where I'm breaking the whole thing down. Because you need 2 to 3 streams of income. But here's what they're not telling you. See, this is what they're not telling you. Yeah, I need more streams of income. I need more streams of income. You do. But see, this is what they're not telling you. You need 2 to 3 streams of income that are rooted in your identity. Because if they are rooted in your identity, you do that naturally. You can do it in your sleep, which means you're going to make that money in your sleep. Because it's easy for you to be able to give output because of what you put in. See, the reason why them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 streams of income ain't working for you is because they're not rooted in truth. And because they're not rooted in the truth of who you are, you cannot do them consistently. You do not show up authentically. You do not give confidence, and you cannot sell. Period. And this is coming from someone who has made well over 6+ figures, almost 200,000 online without hustling. I'm telling you what I know, and I have supported my frameworks and my formulas have supported women in going from 5 figures to 6 figures and 6 figures to multi 6 figures. One of my top clients who still uses my formula to this day is almost at $1 million. So what I'm telling you is not anything new, baby. I'm telling you what's true, and the problem is you ain't back to the truth of yourself. If you want to, like I said, within the next 4 to 6 months, people are going to be positioned in 2 categories. You're going to position yourself either for forward progression or you're going to position yourself for poverty. And whatever decision you make is the one you set the tone for the lineage coming after you. You either going to open doors for them or you're going to close them doors in their face with your decision making. Women need to wake up. You need to do a full body return to your spiritual identity so that you can operate from feminine energy, so that you can activate your magnetism, and so that you can make more money coming into your business. Because you don't have the time, the energy, the bandwidth, or anything to go study to get another craft, to do this and all that. You are to multiply the gifts you have on the inside of you because they make room for you. But you can't do that if you don't know that you even have them. You don't know, according to Proverbs 8 and 12, that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. You're not tapped in. You don't know that you have the kingdom of heaven within you. Therefore, you don't seek it. Therefore, things are not added unto you. See, you're not rooted in who you are, which is why these systems can continue to make you a slave. Don't get me started. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. Don't get me started. You are literally a living work of art as a woman. Literally a source of divine inspiration. Life comes through you. You are divine inspiration. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Do you really, really grasp that? Because if you really can grasp that, what you'll understand is that that is the very thing that money desires to lock into. Money desires, and I talked about this yesterday. If you look at money like a love interest, okay? Money desires to lock in with the energy of divine inspiration, because that means that it's a high vibrational state, it's valuable, and it's in alignment, and money locks in. This is how you get into a healthy relationship with money, when money shows up consistently to you. Because guess what? People invest in what they value. If you're hungry right now, you're going to go invest your money in what you think is important to you right now at this time. If you value convenience, something quick, you want to go, you're going to invest in fast food, whatnot. But you're also saying in the same breath that you may not necessarily value the quality of the food. See, you get what's in alignment. You pay for what's in alignment with you. You pay for what's going to make you feel good at the time. And you pay for what you value at the time. And a lot of times when people pay for convenience, you don't realize that there are some missing steps in between. So the quality may not be the best. Okay? Jay, hold that question for me, because I'm going to answer that for you. But hold that question for me, okay? Because I'm almost done. Now that I've gotten some understanding, or giving you some understanding on the difference between, the spiritual root of lack, and what's the difference between being poor and the system of poverty, I'm going to give you this method, okay? And I'm really going to dive deep into this in the masterclass on the 13th. But I'm teaching you the Muse, or my personal Muse money magnet method. I'm going to break it down. It's just a couple of steps. But like I said, in class, we're really, really going to dive deep. All right? So the first things first. This is the Muse money method. The Muse money magnet method. This is how you signal in sales if you are trying to get in more sales. This is what I've done. This is what I've taught my clients. I teach them in extreme detail. So we're not going to get extreme detail. If you want extreme detail, you will be in class on the 13th. Hey, my love, you'll be in class on the 13th. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. So here's how you start calling more money into your business, into your space, in a very passive, embodied, in a very powerful way, okay? So the first thing that has to happen, you have to have, is signal clarity. What I mean by that is your nervous system, and I talked about this yesterday, your nervous system is a spiritual filter. But look at your nervous system. You to look at it like it's a transmission. Your nervous system is your transmission. If your body doesn't feel safe holding wealth, your content will not attract wealth, because the energy that you will give off is either imposter or desperation. That's why you don't answer them people in your DMs, because you don't like how they talking to you, cheesy and cheap, like you don't really matter. They just hopping on anybody, almost like the man at the gas station. Energetically, you feel that energy, which is why you are repelled by it. See, money is about energetics and sales, baby. And if you don't understand energetics, you're going to be in trouble. People pay me a lot of money to get understandings of energetics, because energetics is important. Okay? The three things as a woman, if you want to thrive, hey love, in this world, as a woman, especially if you are operating from the state of business or wanting to monetize your life, okay? What you have to understand is that you need to know scriptural law. You need to know spiritual law. You need to understand the science of your design, so you operate and work with your feminine design, not against it. And then you also need to understand the psychological history behind your lineage, so you don't repeat those patterns. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the three things that are going to position you to thrive. And if you don't pay attention to those things, you are positioning yourself for trauma. You are positioning yourself for a life of trauma. And I'm just telling you what it is. And again, like I told you, your therapist come to see me. Your doctors come to see me. Your nurse practitioners, your attorneys, and their social workers, they come to see me. So I'm not telling you something that's just, I'm telling you what I've seen, what I've observed, what I've studied, the women I've worked with, the women I've had to support them through this. Signal clarity is extremely important. If the body does not feel safe holding wealth, your content won't attract wealth. Because if you don't believe in what it is that you're offering, and to the point to where you're able to speak about it, even if you were sleeping, you will be able to speak about it like with your eyes closed. If it does not move you or inspire in that type of way, if it's not attractive to you, then nobody else is going to be attracted to you. If you're not attractive to you, nobody's going to be attractive to you. Like, nobody's going to be attracted to you because you're not attracted to yourself. You should be turned on at your offer because you look at it like, oh my goodness, this is about to impact and save so many lives. This is about to solve so many people's problem. I can't wait to get on here and talk about how I'm gonna help people. See, it's the impact that creates the income, and that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. But it's the power of standing in your influence that makes you impactful. So the reason why you're not really seeing a lot of consistent income is because we have an issue in the area of influence, or we have an issue in the area of impact. Because it is very simple and very easy for you to be able to create income. And this is coming from someone, like I said, I'm almost at 200K. I basically have gotten being online, making money, right? And then also, I am also monetized on TikTok. I am monetized on Facebook. I am monetized on Instagram. I am monetized, I'm missing some, on YouTube. So when I tell you that you can monetize your life, in the last 3 years, I've spent my last 3 years being a digital nomad, traveling the world, literally supporting women by teaching energetics, helping them get them together so they can make more money, so they can attract the type of partner that they want, so they can start living the lives that they truly desire. Okay? So when I tell you signal clarity matters, I'm telling you what I know. Okay? So if you don't feel safe holding wealth, your content won't attract wealth. It won't attract people who will invest it, or because they can't see the value, because you don't see the value in yourself. Energetics, energy, men lie, women lie. Numbers can be skewed. Hear what I'm telling you. Men lie, women lie. The numbers and data can be skewed, but energetics never lie. You will never outsmart the universe, which is created by the Most High. The universe is an algorithm that is created by the Most High, that is the most intelligent algorithm over Facebook algorithm, over any social media, any Wall Street algorithm. It is the ultimate algorithm next to the one that created it. And what you would better understand and better know, your energetics ain't gonna never fool that system. You are not witty enough. You are not smart enough. You are not wise enough. You don't know enough. But if you don't get your energetics together, you will continue to repeat the cycles over and over again and get the same results and responses that you continue to get over and over again. And you will block the revenue that could be coming your way. There is not a money shortage. Don't piss me off. There is not a money shortage. You are not in the room where the money resides, which means that you have not stepped into the aspects of your influence enough for the doors to even be open for you. And that's the problem. And that is due to your energetics. So your influence can't make an impact, which means that you cannot create the income that you desire. And it's all starting with your signal. So this is why signal clarity, your nervous system is your transmission, is so important. Okay? Most women don't have income problems. They have reception problems. You struggle to receive compliments. You struggle to receive money. You struggle to receive help without... It's always something, and you wonder why you're not receiving what you want. A lot of women don't have income problems. They have reception problems. So you can't even get the downloads that the Most High is trying to give to you. You have reception problems. These same women haven't rewired their nervous system since childhood, so you can't even feel safe earning without struggling, which is why you feel like you got to hustle for everything that you get. You got to work and hustle for love. You got to work and hustle for money. You got to work and hustle for attention. You got to work and hustle to get more time. All of these things are rooted in the fact that your nervous system has not been rewired since childhood. See, and money, it's about magnetism. It's about, I'll keep telling y'all, money, men, all that type of stuff is about magnetism. All of it. And this is coming from someone who did not know spent many years not understanding her magnetism. For many years, allowing people in her space who could see her power but couldn't hold it or appreciate it or value it. But that was because I wasn't appreciating it. I wasn't valuing it. I didn't feel safe to hold it because my inner voice was saying something different. I had to rewire my nervous system. I used to be extremely anxiously attached. Child, not no more, baby. So secure, baby. You go do what you want to do. I promise you. It's like, well, like Gucci said, one bus, another one coming in 15 minutes. I am not attached to the things of this world because everything in this world has an expiration date, sweetheart. And anything that's mine, it would never leave me in no kind of capacity. If it's truly mine, if it truly belongs to me, right? So like I said, signal clarity is number one. And if you don't know, and you need some science, because like I said, I love when people are like, well, how do you know? Look, y'all can go look this up for yourself. Check out the polyvagal theory and trauma-based informed leadership studies, and you'll find a lot of information about rewiring your nervous system in these spaces. I'm not telling you nothing I'm not doing, I don't know. I ain't telling you nothing I ain't seen. It ain't worked for me, and I ain't repeated it multiple times for my clients. I'm not for play at all. I don't even give on for play on no level. Okay? The second thing that you're going to need that's a part of this Muse Money Magnet method that I'm talking about, and I'm really going to dive into in class on the 13th, you need magnetic messaging. That's just the bottom line. And the only way for you to have magnetic messaging is to really be speaking from authority and from your identity, from truth. Imposter syndrome is a reality for so many because you're trying to do what other people told you to do. Other coaches, you should do this. They're telling you to do things according to their frequency when you don't, and you haven't investigated enough of yourself to see what actually is in alignment with you. So magnetic messaging means you speak from embodiment. You speak from, this is who you are. You don't perform. People who know me in real life know this is me. This is me all day. All the day long. There is no surface level conversation that you're having with me. There is no small talk that you're having with me. You either talking to me for real or you ain't talking to me at all. Because everything I give is coming from a place of depth. I sow seeds on the regular because I understand that universally, no matter if I sow a seed in you, a seed in a homeless man, a seed in this person over here, it is going to be returned to me as good fruit because I'm constantly sowing seeds. And that's literally how business goes. So when you're speaking and using magnetic messaging, that means you're speaking from embodiment. You're speaking from this is who you are, which is why you can speak from confidence, which is why you can speak from a place of not performing. See, a lot of y'all like to code switch. I don't code switch. Sometimes I go into my New Orleans accent. Sometimes it hit me when I'm really going in, and sometimes it's on a back burner. But all of it is me. And I don't switch up. I don't shape shift. I don't care if a man is around. I don't care if Beyonce is around. I don't care if the Lord is around. I am who I am. And that is what positions me and puts me in rooms, me not being afraid to be who I am. But it is my character when people get to know me, to know that I do live by these principles and I don't play about it, is what keeps me in rooms, what puts my names in rooms, and which makes money a magnet to me, which makes money in love with me. Okay? So, hey girl, says she from New Orleans too. So, magnetic messaging, speaking from embodiment, not performance, not putting on. See, a lot of people, lifestyle marketing is people putting on for you. I don't need to put on. I deliver results. You want the results or not? You want to get better or not? I am a walking testament of getting better. Child, if you would have saw me some years ago. So the thing is, and my receipts come behind it, but I speak from embodiment, not performance. Women who, and let me tell you something about it, because I need, a lot of women don't realize this. Women who sell from wounds attract chaos. This is why I always tell women, be very careful about what you want to brand yourself as when you come online, or what you want to brand yourself as in business. Because if you're not prepared to be identified as that for the rest of your life, you should not do it. You should not do it. I got something for you if you want results. You should not do it. I use the example, and please understand, I'm not dishonoring anyone who comes and who does this. But when you come online to tell your traumatic story about how a man has done you wrong, when in reality, the reverse of that is what you have allowed him to do to you. And so now you get online and attempts to try to make him look some kind of way, no matter how much money you make, no matter how much, people may endorse that. Selling from a wound attracts chaos. It attracts chaos. And now you have people who are pinned, who once you put something out there online, people have a right to stitch it. People have a right to have their own decisions. People have a right to decide what they want to say about you. You give people permission to do that when you begin to get online and sell from a wounded place. You attract chaotic customers. You attract chaotic people and clients and comments. You attract just pure chaos. And you bring that upon yourself. You should not be out here selling from a wound. This is exactly what I told my client who wanted to come in and be a divorce coach. I said, do you plan on remarrying? She said, yes. So how are you and your new husband going to feel okay? How are y'all going to feel if you are labeling yourself as a divorce divorce coach? How is that? Are you okay with being branded like that for life? If not, then you don't need to sell from the wound, because you're going to attract chaos. Okay? And energetically, how is that going to impact you? And most importantly, how is that going to disrupt or impact your home? Because your influence is not just around, business. It's your influence in the home, because your influence in the home impacts the atmosphere. Because women are responsible for the atmosphere of the home. Okay? Women who sell from the healed place, those women attract caliber. Okay? They attract caliber. Y'all, hold on one second. My mother is texting me and I want to let her know. Yes, okay. I need to do something for her. But again, women who sell from the healed place, those women, they attract caliber clients. They attract people who are going to pay. They attract people who find value in paying. I was having a conversation. I graduated my magnetic muses last night. So they graduated yesterday, and one of my clients that I was talking to, she actually was like, we were talking about her transitioning and coming in, so she wants to continue for us to work together in the next step. And she was like, I love doing this. I love this program. And she was like, and it just sounds like another investment in me. And she was like, I'm glad to pay this 4 figures to be able to do XYZ to work with you again. People will pay you where they see value. You have to amplify, magnify your gifts, your innate value, so that they come to you, so that your messaging is so magnetic that they're so attracted. The thing that you need to understand is this: if your voice is filled with proving energy, like you're trying to prove that you got this, you're trying to prove that you're in this space, you're trying to prove all of these things, okay? If your content is rooted in pressure instead of presence, premium clients are going to feel that and they're going to back away from you. They're going to back away from you, okay? They're not going to want to deal with you because they don't feel like they can trust you. Just say, you so real, love that you held a text for your mom. Girl, I don't play with my mom. Life doesn't revolve around work. Work is built around my life. And my first priority is the Most High, family, then business. All day long. So if my mama texts me, my sister or my brother texts me, my daddy, I'm stopping. I'm stopping and I'm responding. Just like I would expect a mommy who mommies. If your baby come in and start screaming and you on live and you doing what you need to do, baby, you mommy. I'll be on sessions when I'm so sorry. You don't ever have to apologize for mommy and baby. You mommy, okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. I'm always going to do that. But if your voice is filled, again, with proving energy, like you're trying to prove a point, or if your content is rooted in pressure and like fear of missing out and trying to get people to buy instead of actual presence, then premium clients, people who want to pay you 4 figures, people who want to pay you 5 figures, they're going to back away from you, because then they're going to feel like it's, it's desperate. Okay. So, and you can find a lot of these things that I'm telling you right here. If you just look up the psychology of resonance, if you looked up mirror neurons, if you looked up high ticket sales research, you'll find that, people will back away from the energy of desperation. Here's the third thing that you're going to need for the Muse Money Magnet method that I use and that I support my clients with is you need cycle-led monetization, okay? You need to sync your sales with your biology. You don't need direct sales is what men do. Like direct sales is very masculine. It's knock on your door. It's, hopping and forcing myself in your space, into your world, to try to get your attention. That is the masculine way of selling. I don't masculinely sell. I don't do it. I really like being in my feminine energy. I spent a lot of years operating on the other side of that, and child, it did not support me or serve me. So I prefer to sell from this way, and it has really supported me in creating the business that I like and living the life that I love. So you want to sync your sales with your biology, and what I mean by that is when your body is open, your business expands. So when you're syncing your sales with your biology, this means that you know when to rest. You understand the 4 phases of your cycle. You understand how to be able to use it to be able to activate the most creative space and time in your brain so that you can use it to make more money. So all of these things really, really make a difference. So again, when your body is open, your business expands. Cycle syncing is not woo-woo stuff. Okay, I've been teaching it for years, and the formula that's formula specifically, the one that I've taught to one of my clients, that's the reason she's almost at $1 million right now, because she knows when her moon cycle, she knows how to use it, she knows how to manifest her, all these things. And she's almost at $1 million in her business. So I'm not telling you something that's just, whatever. So again, cycle syncing is not woo-woo, it's literally biology. Your estrogen, your progesterone, and your cortisol patterns affect your clarity, your confidence, and your cash flow, whether you realize it or not. And I'm going to talk about that in class in a very different way, because I have a course on cycle syncing in my bio. But I'm really going to talk about specifically how estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol patterns affect clarity, confidence, and your money. Okay, because it really makes a difference. The more you align creatively, or the more you align with your creative energy, with your hormonal phases, the faster your money flows. And I'm just telling you that's the truth. It's for real. You can go and look these things up. There's an amazing doctor. I think her name is Dr. Elisa Vitti. And I think the article was the Institute of Functional Medicine, where she talked about this. So you can go and read the connection. And I also have a free course, I think, not a free course, I think I have a free class on my YouTube page where I break down like the cycle and the balance and the brain and all that stuff too. So yeah, you can go and look that up for yourself, but I've been using it for years to make money. It's definitely been a part of my 6-figure business strategy that I've supported my clients with. So yeah, it really, really works. So the biggest thing I need you to understand with all of this, so those are the 3 things that you need to know as far as the Muse Money Magnet, which is you need signal clarity, your nervous system is your transmission, magnetic messaging, you need to be speaking from embodiment, not performance, and cycle-led monetization, which is syncing yourself with your biology. You need to be really clear on the fact that if you're in business and you find yourself in a space in a plateau and you just kind of like feel like you're going to a state of broke, stop. You're not broke, okay? You're just in a little bit of plateau. And the thing about a plateau, just like when it comes down to weight, and I broke this down in another class, when it comes down to a plateau, you just need to do something different. There's something that is sitting there that's not working anymore in the areas maybe of influence, impact, which is, causing issues with your income. And so we need to take a look at that and see exactly what that looks like. So you're not broke. You're probably just buried under old strategies, emotional leaks, spiritual amnesia. You forgot who you are. You got all these things. You got off the frequency, the right frequency. And that's why I created Monetize Like a Muse Masterclass, okay? This is for women who are ready to lead and earn from wholeness, not hustle. Because you don't have the time, energy, or attention to hustle and do this anymore. And they know that you don't. And they set you up like this so that you could be exhausted. The goal is to spiritually exhaust you. So you get mentally overwhelmed, you emotionally crash out, and then they physically can make you a slave. Because they got to fill up them prisons that they computerized. And I ain't going to talk too much, but I'm just trying to tell you something without telling you something, okay? So get yourself together. So yeah. Please understand that your wealth is waiting. The money is always residing, is whether or not you reside in that room. The wealth is waiting, but it's not going to come through burnout. It's not going to come through you exhausting yourself. It's going to come through embodiment. Okay, your bank account doesn't reflect your worth. It reflects alignment. It reflects your emotional regulation. It reflects your energetic authority, and we can fix that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be going over in the class, and then I'll take whatever questions that you may have. So the class is happening on 5/13, and it is $175. You can get a recliner affirming afterpay. The link is in the bio. When you get the class, I'm really excited about this one because I decided to do something different. So when you get the class, you're going to get an email, and your first email, it's going to welcome you and all that, but then you're going to get another email. The first welcome email is going to go out tonight. And then you're going to get another email within like 28 to 48 hours where it is going to help you figure out what part of your identity is where you need to be pulling from so that you can create the stream of income to make the type of money you want to make. I'm so excited about this quiz. I don't even know what to do. But when you get this quiz and you take this quiz, it's going to show you your strong suits currently based on the top trends of what people are looking for and what is like in demand right now. And so when you take that quiz, you're going to know your 3 things. So this is why it's important for you to know these 3 things, okay? It's because in class, you're going to walk away with a monetization map for the next 30 to 90 days. You're going to have at least 2 to 3 monetizable content ideas that align with your current skill set. You're going to learn and walk away with a structure to earn consistently without a full-scale business if you don't have one, okay? And you'll have a fresh relationship with money rooted in alignment and not anxiety, okay? We're really going to be getting into it in this class. So I'm super, super, super excited. This class is for you if you're tired of undercharging and overgiving, if you want multiple streams of income that feel sacred and not stressful. If you've been told that you're very, very valuable, but you want proof in your Stripe account, in your PayPal account, you want proof. I value you so much. Y'all, you know how you work at a 9 to 5 when I was working at 5, and they be like, we just appreciate you so much. Appreciate me with a raise. Appreciate me with some more money. You see what I'm saying? So they telling you valuable, you good, you this and you that, but the PayPal empty, the Stripe on 0? Absolutely not, okay? This is for those who want to sell without selling yourself short or selling your soul. This is for you if you're ready to lead with presence and get paid for your essence, okay? You click the link in the bio. You can get access to the class that's happening on the 13th. I'm super excited about it because you do need 2 to 3 streams of income, okay? And if you're going to be creating passive income, you have to get active. This is your first step to be able to fully get active and to understand what activity works best for you. Okay? Because not everything works best for everyone. So you have to find what works best for you and get in alignment with that so that you show up consistently, so that you show up confidently, and so that your messaging is so magnetic, so authentic that your ideal client cannot resist you. Okay? This is very important, very, very vital if you want to be able to sell without exhausting yourself, without selling your soul, without being all over the place. You want to operate from a space of truth, because when you're operating from a space of truth and you're operating from a space of understanding your identity, then you're going to reap exactly what it is that you're sowing. But again, if you don't operate from a place of your identity and you don't do those things, then you are still going to reap what you sown. You just may not like your reaping. So it's just kind of, you have to decide what end are you going to be in. So be on. Are you going to position yourself for progression, or are you going to position yourself for poverty? And monetize like a muse, which is basically a feminine cash flow class, is going to support you in doing that. Because what this is that this is a creative monetization class for women who are ready to turn their brilliance into the bank without performing, without burning out, and without playing small. So if that's you, click the link in the bio, grab your ticket. I can't wait to see you. This is going to be so much fun. And this is a higher level class than my Get Passively Paid, because I have Get Passively Paid. This is a higher level class even than my Intelligence to Income class. This is really a high level class that's going to get you situated as far as being monetized. Because like I started this whole live off by saying, the numbers are out there. Okay? The numbers are out there, and they're closing the gap on a lot of stuff. You need skill set. You need to be an expert. You need to be standing in the fullness of that, because that is how you're going to get paid, or you're going to get outsourced by AI. Point blank period. Okay? So what questions do you guys have for me before I get ready to go be with my mama? And there's two types of ticket too. There's a base ticket that's $175, and then if you want additional support and you want more, then there is a different kind of ticket. It's an upgraded ticket where you get me. So let's say once you come out of the class and you have your ideas and you want to know like a clear plan on how you're going to ... You have an option to be able to get that when you work for me 2 weeks, and we're putting everything out. It's a streamlined plan that you're going to do this. You're going to put it out, and let's make the money. The end. Okay? The link is in the bio. The link is in the bio. You click the link in the bio, and it should show up. Let me pull it up. So you can see, and I believe it's the first, or, oh, I did this wrong. Please don't start talking, because I ain't gonna. Can you pin the link? I don't know if I can pin the link. Let me see if it'll let me. Let me copy it off here first. Let's see. No, it's not letting me do it. You have to click the link in the bio. But it's sitting at the top though. Okay, let's change that. Let's change that and let's get in class. You've been a stay-at-home mom since 2009. It sounds like you have an amazing skill set. It sounds like to me, if you're a stay-at-home, you're probably good at organization. Sounds like to me, it sounds like you know how to manage things, which means that you have a skill set of understanding efficiency. Sounds like to me, it's going to be a lot of other stay-at-home moms that you probably could be able to support. Sounds like to me, you need to be in class. Because I got like 12 whole things I could tell you right then and there where you can go and get the money. Now, that's the one thing about me, baby. If I don't do nothing else, I can tell you how to get the bag and get it without stressing yourself out. Because I done it stressed and without being stressed. And I like without being stressed, okay? It's a little bit better for me. A little bit better for me, sweets. Okay, yeah. So, you can click the link in the bio, and it's up there. And if you're interested in working with me longer, working with me in the form of my 6-week program, we have the Muse Activator. Okay, the Muse Activator is 6 weeks, and it starts on May 15th. So I'm really excited about that. And for the women who choose the upgraded ticket for the masterclass, I'm trying to find it, the link, you say Lemonade. Click on it. I want you to click on the link, because I'm going to do an example so I can show you. Because it's up there with the other ones. It's multiple links. Absolutely. Absolutely, sis. Ooh, just lost my phone. Yes, the course I have about the cycle is you're going to get the not this thing from the fall. I can't get this straight. The emotional wealth kit. The emotional wealth kit has the cycle course in there. And that's the magnetism reset class. It's sitting in there. So that's where that course is. Let me double check. Yep. And it teaches you how to reprogram your mind in there. That's a very powerful starter kit. So you can click the link in the bio to get access to that. I do have other courses. Yes. Okay, so if you happen to get on my page and you click the link up here, it'll take you, it should say one of them should say stand store, and it'll take you here. Yep, the emotional wealth kit is the class that you're talking about that has the class in there where I'm talking about cycle syncing. The magnetism reset masterclass goes over cycle syncing, and it go yes, that's right. If it's giving you a PDF, you scroll all the way down to the bottom and you choose your ticket option. It's just giving you an overview of what class is about. So you're gonna click the PDF, scroll all the way down, and then click which ticket option you want. If you want the ticket option to where you just come to class, or if you want the ticket option where I work with you 2 weeks after and we develop your plan like and flesh it completely out. Both options come with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Child, I love these earrings so much, but if it ain't gonna do nothing, baby, it's gonna get tangled in this hair for real. Lord. Hey, Rocky. Rocky's one of my former clients, too. Rocky, where you been, girl? But click the link in the bio to be able to get access. Like I said, start monetizing, y'all. Stop stressing about money and start monetizing. It's not hard. Like I told y'all yesterday, I gave y'all the triple stream method yesterday that I'm also going to talk about, which is monetizing your story, monetizing your skill, monetizing your signal. And I'm going to talk about that as well. So it's a lot of money out here, y'all. Don't get caught up. Stop listening to the stuff with the tariffs and all of that. Just stop. Hey there, blessings to you. So, yes. What questions do you have? Monetize like a muse. It's happening 5/13. Yes, you get access to the replay. Yes, it's only $175. Yes, we gonna figure. Yes, you're gonna learn how to make this money in this economy. The creator economy is projected like high level billions. Are you gonna get a piece of that? Or are you going to be looking for a contract type of job? Because I don't think they're not going to be doing 9 to 5s. They're going to be doing like shifts pickup. I'm telling you, Amazon already started kind of implementing that when they tried a couple of years ago. If y'all pay attention, see, things be getting tested out until they like come into fruition. Like they keep saying how they're going to get rid of 9 to 5s basically. And people are going to basically be picking up shifts. So I don't know if y'all remember a couple of years ago, I think it was like with Amazon, you can pick up this shift and go do this and they pay you here and there. It's going to be a lot of that. You don't have skill. I'm trying to tell y'all. Come into this monetize like a muse masterclass on the 13th because it's gonna be a mess. They are. They telling everything. They telling everything. You telling people, pay attention. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. It is in your face. It's literally in your face. Congratulations to those who have been buying tickets to the class on the 13th. You will get your welcome emails on tonight. And then you also are going to get within 28 to 40 hours the quiz. Okay. So yeah, I'm super excited. Yes. Well, come on in. I've known women to listen. Uh, how can I say this? I've had several clients to manifest money to get into my classes. Okay. And money that they did not have. So if it is in the Most High's will for you to be in my class, you will definitely be in my class. Um, and if you're going to go about it in a way of manifesting, or, you know, really writing it down and making it plain, and writing a letter to the Most High, or speaking it in prayer, uh, just make sure that you understand and you include the intentionality, the responsibility what comes with the information that I'm giving you, and the accountability that comes with you getting the information if you do nothing with it. So that is how you sustain a great manifestation, is by understanding the intent, by being intentional, understanding the responsibility that comes with it, and being accountable. You can probably manifest it. So, yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. Congratulations. Happy Feminine Friday. Let me go, because I'm about to go be with my mama. So, and give me something to eat, I'm sure, because I need something. I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Peace, y'all. And yes, this is going on YouTube, so make sure you go and you check it out. All right? All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.